Hello to everyone. As this is a seventh lecture of function, and we have already discussed some part of inverse trigonometric functions and transformation of graph. So today in this video, or say in this lecture, we will compile some illustrations based on IETF and transformation of graphs. So we have collected some problems and I'll solve the problem. You can also solve along with me and try your best. So let's start. But before this, to start problem, let us take a glance on inverse trigonometric functions, domain and range. For better understanding, you just go and check how to draw the graph of this function, because if you have a command on the graph of IETF, then you are able to understand the problems what we are discussing about this. Although this is a very important part of JEE syllabus. In JEE, usually they follow for the domain, range and graphical type of questions. Whenever there is a questions based on function type, then they prefer to just collaborate the IETF with another such functions. So it's my request to just go through once again domain and range of the function. So let's start. As you know that you all know well, but still I am making a revision before solving the problem. So let's say, anyhow, here we say inverse trigonometric function. There are 6 inverse trigonometric function. Although all the inverse trigonometric functions are monotonic in nature, you should know well, and its domain is, all the domain of inverse trigonometric is the range of trigonometric function. Whatever the range of trigonometric function, that will be the domain of inverse trigonometric function. And the range of inverse trigonometric function can be evaluated so that its principal value exists. So let's see how. Means the condition of invertibility exists. So what the condition of invertibility was, as we have already discussed in the concept of function, that for the function, inverse of the function exists only if a function is 1, 1 and onto, means injective and surjective, that is we call bijective in nature. So we see inverse trigonometric function, as you know, sine inverse x and cos inverse x, domain you see that is -1 to +1. Mind this point, the domain of sine inverse and cos inverse, that is same here, -1 to +1. Mind this point. And the domain of, you know, cot inverse, tan inverse x and cot inverse x is also same, because range of tan x and cot x is same, that is all real number. And you know, that is cosec inverse x domain and sec inverse x domain, these domains are also same, as lies between -infinity to -1, union 1 to infinity. At 1 and -1 there is a closed interval, and infinity undoubtedly that is an open interval. Now you have to see the corresponding range. So inverse trigonometric function, range of inverse trigonometric function, sine inverse x range is -π/2 to +π/2. As you know, this is increasing function. You see, this is increasing function. Cos inverse x, if you see the graph of sine inverse x, that is increasing. I am not going to discuss the graph. I have already discussed the graph in the previous lecture. You can go and check. Cos inverse x graph. So cos inverse x graph, you know, this is a decreasing function. If you see the graph, you find decreasing function. The range is 0 to pi. That is decreasing nature, as at pi the value attains -1, and at 0 the value attains its that is the value means for y0, for the value of y0, 0 it comes at, that is +1. So as it is decreasing function, so for x belongs to 1, y belongs to 0, and x belongs to -1, y belongs to pi. So as it is decreasing function, so the domain of cos inverse x lies between -1 to +1, and its range is 0 to pi. Whereas domain of tan inverse x and cot inverse x, 3rd and 6th, you can check that domain is all real number. Okay. But the domain here, its corresponding range is here, you know, that tan inverse x, that is -π/2 to +π/2, and cot inverse x, that is 0 to pi. Both of them are open interval, you know. But here if you see, tan inverse x is increasing function, whereas cot inverse x is decreasing function, you know. Now, once again, check cosec inverse x and sec inverse x. So, what we see, cosec inverse x domain and sec inverse x domains are same, minus infinity to minus 1, union 1 to infinity, whereas range is of cosec inverse x is minus pi by 2 to plus pi by 2, close interval, difference is 0. At 0 value, 0 is not the value of the cosec inverse. Actually, sine inverse, cos inverse, tan inverse, cosec inverse, sec inverse, cot inverse, these all inverse trigonometrics are not a function, it's an angle. These are the function we called, but as we have restricted over here for the range and the domain. So, you know, for this here, that is, you say, these are the angles actually. As you know, that sine inverse x, if you see tan inverse x and cosec inverse x, these three function, you say sine inverse x, let me mark tan inverse x and cosec inverse x. These three function shares first and fourth quadrant in the mean of angle, you know, and second, fifth and sixth, you know, that is cos inverse x and sec inverse x, and that what we call here cot inverse x. These are here 0 to pi ranges, as they shares second and first quadrant. Although first quadrant is common, to all, you know, but here we see that and also you should mark this point, third quadrant never in use in ITF. That is a nutshell conclusion, that third quadrant is never in use in ITF chapter throughout. So now let's go for cosec inverse x, sec inverse x range. Cosec inverse x range is minus pi by 2 to plus pi by 2, close interval, difference 0, 0 is not the point, and sec inverse x, that is 0 to pi, close interval, difference pi by 2. Once again, if you see cosec inverse x graph, domain and range, if you compare and you check the graph here, then what we find over here, cosec inverse x is also, you say, decreasing function, correct? And whereas sec inverse x is increasing function. So how you will memorize for increasing and decreasing? Let me change the color. All the inverse trigonometric function which start with the letter C, let's see, cot inverse x, cos inverse x, cot inverse x, and cosec inverse x, right? These are, you know, these are the decreasing function. These are decreasing function. Once again, let me mark here. These are the decreasing function, and rest three functions are increasing. Although all of six functions are, you know, this is monotonic. Let me write here, monotonic. Monotonic detail we will discuss in monotonicity chapter. Monotonic means either increasing or decreasing. Either they will go for increasing or they will go for decreasing. So any one of them means these functions are, as they are inverse, existing for inverse. So you know, this should be 1 function, and all 1 function, they are having single image. So that's, we say, they are either increasing and they may decreasing. So it means they have monotonic nature, monotonically increasing or monotonically decreasing. So all the inverse trigonometric function is starting with letter C will be decreasing function, and rest three, that is sine inverse, tan inverse, and sec inverse x, are increasing function, you know. Okay. Anyhow, this will the revision, and for more detailed revision, you can go and check the inverse trigonometric function introduction in the last lecture, what we have discussed, lecture number 6 perhaps. So, as this is the 7th lecture, so let's go for some illustration. So, I check the problem of functions. Okay, fine. So, let's see. So, illustration number 1. That is, the period of the function hx equal to sin x plus tan x by 2 plus sine of x upon 2 square and tan of x upon 2 cube, right, plus sine of x upon 2 to the power n minus 1 and plus tan of x upon 2 to the power n. You have to find the period of this question. So what about this question? Options are 2 pi, 2 to the power n minus 1 pi, 2 to the power n pi, and 2 to the power n plus 1 pi. You all better just try it and solve it If unable to solve, then go to the solution in this video. So what we will do, I will try. You can pause this video and try yourself first. Now let's see. So I will continue here. I will give the idea. In the hint you can say, if you are unable to solve, then you can stay on the same page. You check the hint and try once again. And still if you are unable, then go for next page and I will give the solutions properly. Anyhow, let's see. For this question, as this is first illustration, of this lecture. So the period of, here we have compiled the question of the period, and this is a mixed type of two different questions. This is a conglomerate of two questions. If you bifurcate this question in two different segments, as that is sine part. One is sine part, sin x by 2 and sin x by 2 to the power n minus 1. So what the period of sin x is here? The period of sin x is, you say 2 pi, comma, sin x by 2 sin x period is 2 pi, so you have to divide with 2 pi upon 1 by 2 square, correct? 1 by 2 square, comma. Now once again another will be, as this is 2 to the power n minus 1, no? So that what we call here. Similarly here, what we say, 2 pi upon 1 by 2 to the power, that is 2 to the power 3, then 1 skip over here, so you say 2 to the power 4 and so on, dot dot dot. So what we see here, this is 2 pi, this is for sine, sine part, 2 pi, and here that is 2 to the power 3 pi, correct, for sin x by 2, and sin x by 2 to the power 4, that is 2 to the power 5 pi, correct, 2 to the power 5 pi, 2 to the power 5 pi and so on. What we conclude over here? So what we say here, see here, that is, let me make the space. For sine 1 means if you skip one term, then you will find the period here, period over here, that is period of this part is here, period of this part is so on. What we say here, period that will be 2 pi, right, upon, that is 1 upon 2 to the power n minus 1, yes, 1 upon 2 to the power n minus 1, we say. So what we say, 2 to the power n minus 1 plus 1, that is 2 to the power n pi, okay, fine. So 2 to the power n minus 1 plus n, 2 to the power n pi, okay. So if we take a LCM of this all, this and this all, we will find 2 to the power n pi is the LCM, where n is perhaps odd number from here, it's very obvious. Here it should be mentioned, but it's not mentioned in the question. So 2 to the power n pi. Now similarly, check this one, that the period for another one, that what we call here tan x by 2, and here that is tan x by 2 cube, and then after what we say, tan x by last term is 2 to the power n. Once again if you see here, then what will the period? Let's see. So what we say, tan x by 2, if you see tan x by 2, then its period is pi, that is, then here if you see, it's okay. So tan x by 2 is, the period of tan x is pi, so you have to divide with pi upon 1 by 2, some error is there, and then after for x by 2 cube, pi upon 1 by 2 cube, pi upon 1 upon 2 cube, you see. So that will be here, Once again, errors. Let me erase this and write down properly over here. Okay, and what about tan x by 2 cube? So pi upon 1 by 2 whole cube, and so on. If you see here, the period is pi upon 1 by 2 to the power n. So finally what we conclude over here, that the period of tan x by 2, that is, if you see here also we find, let me check this, the period will be here all for tan x, that is 2 pi, 2 pi, and that is 2 cube pi, and that is 2 to the power so on dot 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 2 to the power n pi. So the period of this is taking LCM over here, that is period is 2 to the power n pi once again. So finally what you have to take the LCM of this one. So what is the LCM? What we say, that is finally the answer will be 2 to the power n pi. The answer will be 2 to the power n pi, that is C option is correct. Let's see, this is your final answer. So hope so you are getting. If you are not getting it still, then you can go for this solution. So let me represent the solution. This is the illustration one. You see here, if we see here, this is the period of the function you have to find. You can see over here, C option correct. Okay, fx, first of all we have given the function hx in the question. We have bifurcated it in two segment, fx and gx. Fx is, let's say, sin x plus sin x by 2 square plus so on dot 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 sin x upon 2 to the power n minus 1. So, and gx you can say tan x by 2 and sin x by 2 cube and so on tan x by 2 to the power n. Okay, so here what we say, the period of this one sine part is, the period of sine part is, that is 2 pi 2 to the power 2 pi, and that what we call here 2 to the power 4 pi and so on 2 to the power n minus 1 2 pi. So finally what we get here, we will find the, taking the LCM, you will find that is 2 to the power n pi. Let me mark over here, that is 2 to the power n pi. This is 2 to the power n pi of sine part. Okay, fine. Now consider for gx, that is tan x by 2, tan x by 2, tan x by 2 cube, tan x by 2 to the power 5, tan x by 2 to the power n, and so on. And you know that period of tan x is pi, so that is pi upon 1 by 2, pi upon 1 by 2 cube, pi upon 1 by 2 to the power 5, and so on, pi upon 1 by 2 to the power n. Once again, if you check this here, the period is here 2 to the power n pi, and you're taking LCM 2 to the power n pi. And now for hx, as this is a function here, what we see here, hx is, that is fx plus gx. Hx that was assumed over there, fx plus gx, and LCM of 2 to the power n pi and 2 to the power n pi, that is 2 to the power n pi. That is our final answer, which is C option correct. It's okay, fine. So let's see, this is the result of this first question. You can pause it and check the question. Similarly, one more question we will take of the same section from the house of the period. Okay, the period of the function fx equal to cos 2 pi, and here this is 2x cos 2 pi, 2x under fraction part, and plus sine 2 pi 2x under fraction part, where this denotes GI function. Although this function, this bracket is not introduced over here, this is a fraction part here. Actually printing mistake is there. You can say this is a curly bracket, not square bracket. This will be the curly bracket. Okay, so let's see, we can make here this as curly bracket instead of this, right? These curly brackets are fractional part, these are the fractional part, So anyhow, this is the fractional part of the function, and A option is given, that is 1, B option is 1 by 2, C option 1 by 4, D option 1 by 2. Try yourself pause it and try yourself, and if you won't get, then come to the rush to the solution. I will give a hint. Okay, so if it's very easy, you can see here, you see here in this question that if you see cos of 2 pi 2x, although this 2 pi is not participating in fractional part, as you know, this is not participating in the fraction part here, you see. So what we learn, that fraction part of x, period of, let me write here, period of any fraction part of x, you should know that is 1, correct? But if, and also we know well that if fx has period with, if any fx is periodic with period t, then what is the period of f of ax plus b? You know, that is t upon mod a. T upon, you say, that is mod a. Let me note down here. T upon mod a. Where a is the coefficient of x, you know. So here, what is the coefficient of x, you see? That is 2. So what we say here, period of fraction part of, so what we recall over here, that is period of fraction part of 2x, that is 1 by 2. So finally 2 pi 2x period is, so entire, if you consider this entire portion, this entire portion, that it means the period of cos 2 pi here, cos 2 pi 2x, the period is that same 1 by 2. And similarly sine also, the period is same here, its entire period is also 1 by 2. So finally what we conclude over here, so we have to see, we see that as there are the two functions, cos 2 pi 2x and sine 2 pi 2x fraction part. So finally the period of is LCM of 1 by 2 and 1 by 2. That is, the answer is finally, that is 1 by 2. So in 1 by 2, where is the option? B option is correct. So B option is correct here in this question. Here C, let me give the once again here hint properly. As fx is period t, so f of ax plus b is period t by a. This is the concept we have already studied. So the period of 2x is, that is 1 by 2, and similarly for here also, and you have to take the finally LCM of 1 by 2 and 1 by 2. Okay, fine. So let's go through the solution. Similarly here you see 2x, it's not gi, you know, that is a fraction part. Okay, it's written fraction part. Fraction part period x, 2x is 1 by 2 here. As you know, fraction part of x is period 1 by 2, 1, and fraction part of 2x period is also 1 by 2. So here the period is 1 by 2. Period is 1 by 2 of this function, entire function cos 2 pi 2x, and another one sin 2 pi 2x also at period same as 1 by 2. So here also the period is same as, you know, this is the period here, that is 1 by 2 here we say. Period is 1 by 2, and here you have to take LCM 1 by 2. So B option is correct. Okay, fine. So let's take another illustration number 3. Once again, this is the question here. Sine root 3x and cos root 5x. Hope so you can solve this problem. Once again, you can pause this video. And now if you see the period of sine root 3x and cos root 5x, you have to separate it and you have to take the LCM further. So in this question what we see here, one more option is there, it is not periodic, 2 pi root 15, 2 pi root 5, 2 pi root 3. It's a good question. Okay, let's see. So what I will do over here, we have to find first of all the period of sine root 3x, that is 2 pi upon root 3. Okay, what is the period of cos root 5x? That is 2 pi upon root 5. Now due to this plus sign, what we have to say, we have to take this LCM. We have to take the LCM of this. Okay, so let's say LCM of 2 pi and this one, 2 pi by root 5. So let's say, so what we say over here, that is LCM of 2 pi. What you will think about LCM of, is this, as this is a irrational number in denominator, here also irrational number, irrational. So as you know, here LCM, what we can you tell what is the LCM of 2 pi root 3, 2 pi root 5? We can say simply LCM does not exist, does not exist. If LCM does not exist, then function is said to be not periodic, then function is said to be not periodic. So this is the correct option, you know, this is function is not periodic. So we say D option is correct, D option is correct option, D option is correct. Okay, fine. So this is the good question. As you said, function is not periodic. Students might think about, is stuck in this problem and say, you can say 2 pi by root 15 that, but mind this point here, LCM you can't take. You can't take the LCM of root 3 and root 5. The reason behind this is because irrational number. What is irrational number? Irrational numbers are those number which are non-terminating and non-repeating, decimal fractions. Just like the value is root 2, 1.3, 1.4, 1.4, 2, 5, 3, different numbers are coming after decimal. Similarly, pi also, and e also. These all are irrational numbers. Root 2, root 3, root 5, these are irrational numbers. So you can't take the LCM. Let's see the solution of this question. Here, period of sine root 3x is 2 pi by root 3. Period of cos root 5x is 2 pi by root 5. Correct? And here also we have mentioned that LCM 2 pi root 3, 2 pi root 5. But LCM does not exist. So as fx is not periodic function. Fine. Let's take another question. Question number 3. Okay, this is also a well-known question in JEE syllabus here. Perhaps this question is from IIT. You know, the period of the function sine square x plus pi by 3 cos x and cos of x plus pi by 3 is, options are pi, 2 pi, pi by 2, periodic and no fundamental points, periodic with no fundamental point, you say. Okay, so try yourself once. So here in this question, it is very easy to understand about if you solve this question by using the concept of trigonometry. Better just you reduce this by using trigonometry as fx equal to, here some mistake is there, fx you can shift here, fx equal to sine square x plus this, and its period is a, not fx equal to a. You see here, let me write down this question properly over here. So its fx is this one. We can say, we write like this with the question, as question is like this. Here, let me, this is fx, this is, this is fx, and here this is not the fx, and this period, you say period is a, and fx is equal to this. So better just you have to use the formula sine square theta, that is double angle formula, that is 1 minus cos, well known, 2 theta upon 2. By using this, you can reduce this sine square x as 1 minus cos 2x upon 2. And then same for another also. And in third one, you have to use cos x into cos of x plus pi by 3. For this, you have to convert by using 2 cos a cos b formula. So let's see, that is cos 2 cos a. Let me write the formula over this for this all. That is 2 cos a into cos b, you say, is equal to cos, that is a plus b, and here you say plus cos of a minus b, okay. This formula we have to use. So let's see. So for sine square x plus pi by 3, similarly here what we say, sine square x plus some mistake. So let's go through the solution here. Here we say sine square x we can write. If you see sine square x, that is 1 minus cos 2x by 2, and for sine square x plus pi by 3, 1 minus cos 2x plus 2 pi by 3, and 1 minus cos 2 theta by 2. You are using this formula, and cos x plus 3, that what I told, that 2 cos a cos b, that is cos a plus b plus cos a minus b formula you can use. And here what we have to add, you can add this as 1 by 2, and here 1 by, you will get for cos pi by 3, you will get as cos 60 degree 1 by 2. Here from this you will get 1 by 4. Here you will get, that is 1 by 4 from here, cos this one. It's okay. So let me do this. Is it all? So that is 1 by 2 of 5 by 2 minus cos 2x plus 2 pi by 3 plus cos 2x plus pi by 3, and 1 by 2 of 5 by 2 minus, that is on adding these 1 by 2 number, here from 1 by 2, here 1 by 2, and here from here you will get 5 by 4, 1 by 4, and 1 by 4 plus 1, that is 5 by 4. So finally that is 1 by 2 of 5 by 2 minus, and here you can take 1 by 2 common. So cos 2x coming from here, cos 2x plus pi by 2 pi by 3, and cos 2x plus pi by 3, here you can come. Now include this 2 and apply cos c plus cos d formula. You can say cos a plus cos b formula also. 2 cos c plus d by 2, cos c minus d by 2, that is the same. 2 cos a plus b by 2, cos a minus b by 2. We can say over here, that is 2 cos of 2x plus pi by 3 into cos pi by 3. Here that is cos 2x plus pi by 3, and finally the result is 5 by 4. The final answer is 5 by 4. So as you know, here in this question, gx after solving we get 5 by 4, and this was a to the power 5 by 4, a to the power this much. So 8 power 5 by 4 is constant over here, so that we say fx is periodic function with no fundamental period. That was the question, was a to the power that much. Okay, come to the question number 5. So that is another question is, the period of the function fx equal to e to the power x minus gi of x plus cos pi x mod plus cos 2 pi x mod plus so on order cos n pi x mod is, options are given. You try yourself once, and then if you are unable to solve, then go through the video, pause it, and then go for solution. Let's see the solution. Fraction part of x period is 1, correct? Cos period is, that is 2 pi. So dividing with 2 pi with pi, and as you know there is a mod, so its period will be pi. So dividing pi with pi, that is 1. Pi with 2 pi, that is 1 by 2, 1 by 3, so on 1 by. So 1 by n, these are the period of this, that is cos x. So in this case here, these are the periods you see. So what do you have to take further? Further you have to take LCM of fx, that is means gx part, and then you have to go for this. So LCM of e to the power means in the composite function you have to go for innermost function to find the period. So here the periods are period of 1, 1 by 2, 1 by 2, so on. Simply in all these cases you have to take the LCM of numerator and HCF of denominator. HCF of denominator is of course 1, and LCM is, that is 1. That's obvious. So the period is 1, that is your answer. So final answer is A option, correct. Now let's say question number 6. The period of the function fx equal to 1 if x is rational, 0 if x is irrational. Here that is the question. Now try yourself. Solution is what is the period? The concept of period is f of t plus x equal to fx, So, but there is no least value of t for which f of t plus x equal to fx, because there are infinite rational numbers between any two rational numbers. Therefore, fx is periodic function having no fundamental period. So, D option is correct. So, D option is correct. let's see, go for illustration 7. If fx is equal to sine of sine nx upon tan x by n has period 6 pi, where n belongs to capital N, then find the minimum value of n is. What is the minimum value? Try yourself first. You see, period of sine of nx, that is 2 pi upon n, and period of tan x by n is pi upon 1 by n, that is n pi. So first part of that is t1. T1 is the 2 pi by n period of sine nx, and period of tan x by n, that is n pi. Now fx can repeat only when sine of sine nx and tan x by 2 repeats the same time. Okay, so you have to take the LCM of 2 pi by n and n pi. Although whether it is in product or it is in division, in both the cases here you have to always take LCM undoubtedly. So what you have to see, in for the numerator you find the period was, that is 2 pi by n, and in the denominator the period was n pi. So you have to take the LCM of this 2 pi part, 2 pi and n pi, right? And here what we say here, that is LCM was 2n pi upon n square, and you can write one because you can make it 2n pi, that is same as here, and that is 2. So for this, as of it makes fraction here, so LCM of 2n pi and 2n pi, that is 2n pi undoubtedly, and HCF is n square by 2. But what the problem arises here there can n square can be any. N square is maybe multiple of 2 or may not be the multiple of 2, as we have to take HCF over here. So for HCF you have to mind this point. This is the important point to be noted. It may be multiple of 2 or may not multiple of 2. So we have two cases arises. Case 1, that is n square is a multiple of 2. So let's say n square is equal to 2k. Let's say n square is equal to, you say, that is 2k, right? So if n square is equal to 2k, you can assume 2k over here, substitute n square 2k. Now that is HCF is 2, so 2n pi upon 2, that is n pi, and it is given in the question, that was n pi, and here that is 6 pi. Here the question is 6 pi, in the question the period is given over here, that is 6 pi. So here what we say, as here you have to make, that is 6 pi. N pi equated 6 pi, so you will get n equal to 6. But what happened when n square is multiple of, not multiple of 2? Not multiple of 2. Then you have to say 2k plus 1. So HCF of 2k plus 1 comma 2, that is n. So 2n pi. So in that situation, the period will be here, that is, the period will be 2 to the power n pi is equal to 6 to the power pi. So how to equate it over here? So this is the only possible, that here 6 to the power pi, you can make it like this, that is n pi. So that will be, it's better, just you can hit over here. So that is, the result is here, that it means, yes, so here that was n equal to 6 pi, you have to equate with this now. So as it is 6 pi, and here what we have to make it here some mistake is there. This you can't write like this. This simply you have to equate with 2n pi is equal to 6 pi, and then we get n equal to here, that is 3 simply. So n equal to 3 is the solution over here. So this is n equal to 3, when n equal to 6, when it is a multiple of 2. So there are the options given. So both answers are correct, but it is a multiple choice. But by default, the question in the question there is only options matching over here, that is 3. So 3 will be the correct options. Here B part is the correct result of this question. B, as 6 is not mentioned, right? So if 6 is also there, then you have to put 6 be answer. So let's go another question. Now let's see domain of definition for the function sine inverse log x square plus 3x plus 4 to the base 2. How to find? Pause the video and then try this. So for here as a hint I will give you that domain of sine inverse x, domain of sine inverse x lies between -1 to +1, -1 to +1 for sine inverse x, for that is sine inverse x, sine inverse x. So you see instead of x, what we say here, if you see for instead of x, what is that? Here we find that is log of x square plus 3x plus 2. So you say log of x square plus here that is 3x plus 4. Yes, 3x plus 4. Log of x square plus 3x plus 4 lies between 1 and -1. 1 and -1. And here the base is 2, and you have to solve simply this inequality. You have to solve this inequality as for this. So here what we say, x square plus 3, simply nothing to do over here. Here you have to solve this as this will be entire positive because we have to take the positive log only. We can take log of positive numbers only. So better just you can write like this way, x square plus 3x plus 4 is less or equal to 2 की power 1 and greater or equal to 2 की power -1. And separate inequality you can solve over here, this inequality, and you can solve this part inequality, and finally make the intersection. That is the results. Once again you can try over here, and if you won't get, then proceed the video, you will get this result. So let's see the solution here. Domain of sine inverse x, as you know, that is lies between -1 to +1. Here what we see over here, that it means the domain of sine inverse x, that is lies between -1 to +1, and so log of x square plus 3x, that is, let's see in the problem, that is what is written over there. Log of x square plus 3x plus 4, that is lies between -1 to +1. So here once again, that is 2 to the power -1 means 1/2 to 2. Here on solving these two inequalities, two different segments, here what we say here, after solving we will get 2x square plus 6x plus 2x square plus 6x plus 8 is less than 1, and here once again that is x square plus 3x plus 2 is less or equal to 0. On solving here it is simply you can factorize it after transposing 1, that will be 2x square plus 6x plus 7 is greater or equal to 0, and factorizing you get x plus 1 into x plus 2 is less or equal to 0. That is of course undoubtedly that is x lies between -2 to -1, second inequality. And the another one which was x square plus 3x plus 2 part, that is, if you see here, that is okay, so for 2x square plus 6x plus 7, and this, if you see for 2x square plus 6x plus 7, if you find discriminant of this part here, discriminant of this part, discriminant is negative. Discriminant is negative. As you know, the coefficient of x square is positive, so x belongs to all real number. But if you see over here, if we go for this one, this part of second part inequality, then we will find the result is x plus 1 into x plus 2 is less than 0. So using Wavy curve method, this is -1, and this what is say here -2. Here you can say -2, right? And that is -2, and he is solving this positive, negative, positive. This is positive, this is negative, this is positive. And here what we say, we have to go for -2 to -1. -2 is somewhere here. You see, some problem is there. You see -2 to -1. Let me write down properly. That is, this is -2, this is here what do we say? This is minus 1. It's not working. Minus 2 to minus 1, that is the domain, and taking the intersection you will find the same result. Okay, so let's go for another question. Illustration 9, cos inverse x plus gi of x. Once again, domain of cos inverse x, you know, that is minus 1 to plus 1. So here also you have to go like this way. That is, let me from this part to see the question. So you see over here, that is x plus gi of x, x plus gi of x, x plus here, you know, cos inverse x domain is minus 1 to plus 1, and x plus gix so lies between minus 1 to plus 1. On transforming this one, gix lies between minus 1 to minus 1 minus x, and less or equal to 1 minus x. So that you can to solve this inequalities better, just one suggestion is that you can solve these two lines minus 1 minus x and y equal to 1 minus x by using y equal to mx plus c, and also draw the graph of gix. Wherever it intersects the curves, that is the intersecting point will be the solution. So you see over here, intersecting point will be come to the solution for the equality, but less or equal to graph also to be considered. So from here, you know, from the graph we observe, if you draw the graph here, y equal to, for this y equal to minus 1 minus x line, that is angle is, both of them have consisting negative 1 of the coefficient of x, means 135 degree angle from positive x axis for both the lines, and gix is obviously you can draw undoubtedly. So you see gix is sandwiched between this both line, which segment, in which interval gix part is sandwiched between minus 1 minus x line and 1 minus x line. So we can see very safely that x belongs to 0 to 1 part, where gix vanishes there, means on x-axis, that it lies between these two parallel lines. So that is the solution here, and this is the domain of this function. So it's a good question here, and by the using graph analytics, we can declare the domain. So here we are capable to solve the domain by using the graph, that is 0 to 1 left half close interval. That is A option is correct. Fine. Let's see another problem for the range of this function. The range of the function fx equal to sine inverse x square upon 1 plus x square. Okay, you can pause it and then solve. As you know, the options are 0 to pi by 2, 0 to pi by 2 left half close interval, and first option is for open interval, 0 to pi by 2 close interval, and none of these. So in the such type of problem, range problem, whenever there is a one point to be noted, here tips I can give, for whenever questions are from house of ITF or from house of logarithm, especially in these two segments, the question coming from in ITF or the question coming from logarithm, or especially these two segments, sometimes from function which are discontinuous, or you can specify the points or intervals where the function is discontinuous. On these such points, without evaluating the domain, if you are rushing to range, then you will find the fallacy. To avoid such of type of silly mistakes, better just whenever the range is asked, don't forget to find the domain. Please find domain and then go for the question, then go for to solve the question of our range. So whenever the range is asked, especially in ITF and logarithm, first step to solve the domain. So let's see, for the domain of x square upon 1 plus x square, as you know, sine inverse domain is lies between minus 1 to plus 1, so you have to check those values of x, where x square upon 1 plus x square lies between minus 1 to plus 1. Let's see solution. So you know, that is if you find the, for this all, you see that is no problem here, that is to find the range over here, x square upon 1 plus x square, as you know, let's say y equal to x square upon 1 plus x square. On cross multiplication, you can get this part, that is yx plus yx square plus x square. Now this is quadratic in x, and if you evaluate here discriminant, that is positive. So for discriminant to be positive, why we are making discriminant positive? So that we can make x belongs to all real number, because undoubtedly as x square upon 1 plus x square, entire this term lies between -1 to +1, undoubtedly. That is, these are the fractional. Okay, fine. Anyhow, come to the point here. As this is y equal to, for this discriminant is positive, and here as discriminant is positive, so if you are making discriminant positive, then you find y into y minus 1 is less or equal to 0, and hence we say y belongs to 0 to 1 closed interval. So range of x square upon 1 plus x square is 0 to 1. And now for this, here you have to go for sine inverse. As you know, the graph of sine inverse x lies between -1 to +1. So from the graphs, you say sine inverse t, we can observe here that for t, you can assume t as x square upon 1 plus x square. So sine inverse t lies between 0 to pi by 2. So the range of sine inverse x square upon 1 plus x square is, that is 0 to pi by 2, 0 at 0, that is closure interval. So B option is correct, perhaps here, B option. Let's take one more illustration. If fx equal to sec inverse 1 plus cos square x, and this is gi bracket, where this denotes gi function. So the range of fx is, how to find the range? As I have already told that to find the range of such type of function, inverse function, gi, wherever there is a discontinuity maintained, so you have, without finding the domain, if you have find the range, then you will find the fallacy. So let's go for domain first of all. So let's jump on the solution immediately. Cos square x, as you know, that is lies between 0 to 1. So what about 1 plus cos square x? Undoubtedly, that is lies between 1 to 2. You can add this 1 in left and right boundary of interval. So cos square x lies between, so gi of cos square x, you know, that is where it means here you have to make 1 plus cos square x. Gi of 1 plus cos square x, that is 1 to 2. 1 or 2. Only these two integers you can take. You can take only here these two integers. Let me correct this solution over here. Here we say 1 plus cos square x in this gi. You can add this 1. 1 plus, for this all, you say 1 plus cos square x in this gi, right? And this is 1 comma 2. So 1 plus cos square x, wherever there is cos square x, you have to consider 1 plus cos square x. It is a misprinting. So sec inverse of 1 plus cos square x, you say, that is sec inverse 1 and sec inverse 2. Two values are only there. So sec inverse 1 and sec inverse 2. They are the two values, and hence C option is correct. Correct? Hope so you all are getting. Next question. Find out whether the given function is even, odd, neither even nor odd, where fx equal to x into mod x for x lies between -1, for x is less or equal to -1. And here what we say, another part is 1 plus xgi plus 1 minus xgi, x lies between -1 to +1. And minus x into gi of x, that is x is greater or equal to 1. Where this denotes mod function, and this capital bracket, square bracket, represents greatest integer function. Odd, even, neither even nor odd, and here D option is none of these. Correct? So let's see, try yourself first and then go for the solution immediately. So in this situation, first of all, you have to redefine the function. As for gi of 1 plus x and gi of 1 minus x, they will disturb the part. So from -1 and x which is less than -1, this part what we are considering here, you have to redefine the function first of all. X mod x, x is less or equal to -1, and x lies between -1 to +1, that is 1 plus gi of x. So if you solve this function and redefine, then as x is negative, so x into mod x becomes minus x square. This is minus x square, you know. this you say here it is minus x square. And if you see over here, for x lies between -1 to +1, as here x lies between -1 to +1, 1 plus gi of x and gi of 1 minus x. So you say if you solve this x lies between -1 to +1, that is 1 plus 1, that is the integer part, you simply take out outside. So 1 plus 1, that is 2. So 2 plus gi of x plus minus of x gi between -1 to +1, and minus x square, once again there is mod, so negative sign is already there. So although mod x is, we have to consider x positive, x is greater than 1 means we are considering positive number, so that is minus x square here. So solving this all, what we say here, for finally this is the final result of this one fx after solving. After solving we get this type of definition. This is the definition what we want to just narrate the problem properly, explore the problem properly. So that is finally what we say, minus x square as it is previous, but here in this second part there is only difficulty may arise by the students. So you can see over here, you can split this part wherever you find greatest integer function. Here you have to split your interval up to every integer. So -1 to 0 and 0 and 0 to 1 we will consider in 3 segments. Between -1 to 0, what we say, gi of x plus minus of x gi, what we say here. So you see -1 to 0, gi of x will provide what do you say, that is -1, and minus x gi, because minus of x gi is just a negative, we have to consider positive, that will be 0. So that is 2 minus 1. Finally what we say here, 2 minus 1, that is 1. And for x equal to 0, exactly 0, that is both x, gix plus and gi of minus x both become 0, and that is the final answer is 2. And for x lies between 0 to 1, that is once gi of x will provide here 0 and minus x gi will provide -1. So that finally what we say here, 2 minus 1, that is 1. So in the both the cases except 0, from -1 to +1, the result is 1. And beyond -1 and +1 means less than -1 and greater than 1 equal to 1 also, minus x square you say. If you see here, that is of course symmetrical function, and x equal to 0, that is 2. So we say function is symmetry about x equal to 0, and here you can say simply that is fx is an even function. Also you can look here that gi of x plus minus of x gi, that is -1 for x not equal to integer and x belongs to integer, that is 0. So fx is an even function. Okay, next illustration 13 is a very good problem. Find whether given function is even or odd function, where fx equal to x bracket sin x plus tan x upon gi of x plus pi upon pi minus 1 by 2. Then we can find the number of point of intersection of the sketches, and that the number of point of intersection will find the number of solution. So we have to be very aware about how to draw the graphs. As in the previous video, previous lecture also, you can see I have already the given idea of drawing mod y equal to fx. So mod y equal to fx, how to draw mod y equal to fx? If you are unable to get, then you please go and check the video and then come to the solution of this, because to evaluation of the number of solutions, it's better just to always draw the graph in transcendental type of functions. So especially trigonometric, which we find irrational numbers, we can't plot immediately, or you can use also Desmos to get better understanding, but in JEE you won't get any Desmos or any software to just plot it. It's okay. Anyhow, to just check the number of solutions, you can use Desmos also. I will recommend this. Anyhow, come to the point, without using Desmos, without using any slide rule calculator, we have to find the number of solution of mod y equal to sin x and y equal to cos inverse cos x. One more thing I want to give here, cos inverse cos x, although this is a inverse trigonometric function, for the deeper understanding, this we will discuss in detail while discussing the inverse trigonometric function, just like sin inverse sin x, cos inverse cos x, tan inverse tan x, and else. But here within -2 pi to +2 pi interval, we can explore this idea very easily. You haven't to bother about that, step by step. So let's jump on the solution. For mod y equal to sin x, Let's go for mod y. If you draw y equal to sin x between minus 2 pi to plus 2 pi, you find 0 to pi and minus 2 pi to pi. You will find positive. So only this part of the graph will be considered. And the graph lying between pi to 2 pi and minus pi to 0, you find this graph is below x-axis. So you have to ignore those part, because if you see in the left side mod y, which is also positive, always to be positive, whatever the y is. So wherever the y is positive, y negative will be also entertained as mod y becomes positive. So sin x, wherever there is a positive, only those portions you have to consider, and you have to take the mirror image as downwards. So you have to put the mirror line on x-axis. So please, I will recommend you to just go and check how to draw the graph of mod y equal to fx. On that lecture, I have given this only example of how to draw mod y equal to sin x. You can draw mod y equal to fx any type of graph, right? So let's come here. So mod y equal to sin x, between this has a lobe between 0 to pi and minus 2 pi to minus pi. So one more thing to be noticed over here, if the graph extends further of this sin x from 2 pi to 3 pi, then you will find one more lobes. So between 2 pi to 3 pi, if you see, so 2 pi dot, as 2 pi will be, 2 pi is the part here, you see 2 pi and minus 2 pi, here there is a close interval. So at minus 2 pi and plus 2 pi, as there is a close interval, so these dots will be also to be considered. Minus 2 pi as the part of the whole loop over here, blue part. So whether 2 pi is the part of mod y equal to sin x, as here 2 pi is the close interval. So 2 pi x, we are considering x as a 2 pi. So whether 2 pi dot is considered in this graph or not? Of course it is considered. So here if you see, when we are drawing the graph here for the interval minus 2 pi to plus 2 pi close interval, so mod y equal to sin x if we are drawing, so which are the part? Blue parts are graph, and one more, that is the dot where you see on x-axis there is a dot 2 pi. This is also the part of graph. So you have to consider later on, which will be helpful for the solution. Student usually skip this part. Let's see for the graph of cos inverse cos x. If you draw the cos inverse cos x, then you see x plus 2 pi. Cos inverse cos x can be analyzed as x plus 2 pi when x lies between minus 2 pi to minus pi, and minus x when x lies between minus pi to 0. That is the V-shape, inverted V-shape graph. You know, here also inverted V-shape graph. Better just cos inverse cos x as an even function. You can consider and analyze only between 0 to 2 pi. So between 0 to 2 pi, if you analyze here, then on y-axis you can take a mirror image as cos inverse cos x is an even function. All even functions are symmetric about y-axis, as you know well. So even functions are symmetric about y-axis, so you better analyze 0 to 2 pi. As 0 to 2 pi there is an inverted v, one more inverted v will be there between minus 2 pi to minus pi. So you will find y equal to x between 0 to pi. Y equal to x because there is a cos x is decreasing function between 0 to 2 pi in the interval 0 to pi, and cos inverse x is of course decreasing. Cos inverse x is throughout decreasing. In the just starting of this lecture, I have already told the all inverse trigonometric function is starting with the letter C, means cos inverse x, cosec inverse x, and cot inverse x. These are the decreasing function, 3 decreasing function, and rest of them are increasing. Mind this point. So cos inverse of cos x decreasing, that is increasing, that is y equal to x. So between 0 to pi, y equal to x is increasing function, and between pi to 2 pi, that is decreasing function, that is 2 pi minus x to attain its positive value. So you say 2 inverted v's are there, and if you recall this mod y equal to sin x blue lines graph here, then that is the point of intersection. So if you see how many point of intersection, of course one point is minus 2 pi, another point is x equal to 0. Is this correct? Student usually do the mistake over here. So just I will notify the point here, as I have already discussed in detail and emphasize at x equal to 2 pi on mod y equal to sin x. Here one again I want to emphasize at cos inverse cos x, x equal to 2 pi, that is the closed interval, that is also the solution here, x equal to 0. y equal to 0 means. So 2 pi is also to be considered. So 2 pi is also the part here, and so there will be the 3 solutions. One is minus 2 pi, one is 0, and other is 2 pi. So means total number of solutions are 3. Usually students go here for 2 solutions, but here 3 solutions are there. 3 solutions to consider. So answer is 3. B option is correct. Okay, thank you. So okay, 2 more questions I want to discuss over here, but there is a very too much time, so I will give this 2 questions as a homework, and you note down and try yourself. If you won't get the solution, I will discuss in detail in the next coming lecture. So illustration 15 and 16, let's take the question. The number of solutions of the equation minimum of mod x, I will give the hints also, don't worry. Mod x comma mod of x minus 1 and mod of x plus 1 is equal to 1 by 2. Options are A option 0, B option 2, C option 4, and 6, D option. So for this question, you can pause this and try yourself, and otherwise you can take the hint also. I'm giving the hint. You just draw the graph of mod x, y equal to mod x as a V-shaped graph. Y equal to mod x minus 1, it will shift rightwards 1 unit. Y equal to mod x plus 1 graph, it will shift leftwards. And both graph intersects, and you have to draw a line. You just draw this graphs mod x minus 1, mod x plus 1 with a single color line, and with using any another color, you just draw a line y equal to 1 by 2. Wherever these all graphs cut by this line y equal to 1 by 2 especially, then, and you have to consider the minimum portion also of mod x minus 1, mod x plus 1 plus 1. So you do hover over mod x minus 1, mod x plus 1, wherever the minimum portion existing. You compare this all the leaves over there, where you find your minimum, and then draw a line y equal to 1 by 2 wherever it intersects. That is the number of solution. You please tell me what is the solution you get. That will be the number of solution, number of intersecting points. So next question. Another question, it's a very good question. The number of solution of mod y equal to, mod y equal to, you say that is mod of 1 minus e to the power minus mod x entire mod, and y equal to x square. Y equal to x square graph you can make very easily. There is an even power on x, so it is symmetric about y axis. It is a parabola passing through 0, 0. Now to draw the graph of mod y, that is a challenging task to draw the graph of mod y equal to mod of 1 minus e to the power minus mod x. So how to do? Simply you can draw e to the power x, or either you can draw e to the power minus x. So you go through the graph section. I have given the idea how to make the transformation of y equal to f of mod x. So go for y equal to e to the power minus mod x like this. Now 1 minus of e to the power minus x, invert the graph downwards, and then you add plus 1. So entire graph shifts 1 unit above, or better just you slip the x-axis 1 unit downwards. So that will be the same thing. And now take the mod entire on putting the line mirror line on x-axis. You will get mod of 1 minus e to the power minus mod x. And then after, you just ignore the portion where with respect to the new x-axis, what the graph is coming downwards, you have to down to x-axis. You have to ignore those portion and take the mirror image of all the portion which is in the above the x-axis, and hence we are able to draw the graph of mod y equal to mod of 1 minus e to the power minus mod x mod is equal to, and y equal to x square. Now put both the graph by different color on the same graph paper, means these all are rough sketch, nothing else. And if it intersects some point, that is the number of intersecting points, is the number of solutions. That is the result. On the next coming lecture, I will start with this solution of these 2 problems. Okay, you have to check. So for this all, better just sit now. In the next lecture, we will go through similar problems, same type of problem, more complex problems of the graphics based on graphs, and we will enhance our capability to draw the different types of graphs in the function, and then we will dive in calculus to start this. Before starting the limit portion, I will start the first inverse trigonometric function to brush up our concepts. So just once again I will ask you and I'll urge you to just go through the inverse trigonometric function chapter and domain, range and graph discuss detail, so that you can understand better just in the next coming lecture. So okay, thank you.